Hi, my name is Kate Allgood, and in today's video we are going to continue to explore the topic of attention. I've looked at this topic and different aspects of it, such as the different systems that make up attention in other videos, and today we're going to explore things that can impact attention, really for the purpose of helping you to understand even more so the importance for you to train your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable and important skill sets as an athlete, and you need to train it in order to be able to effectively use it to help you perform and display all of the physical work that you have put in. Now, all of these different things, there's three of them that I'm going to go over today. They are definitely interwoven and impact each other, but I'm going to kind of pull them apart just for the sake of this video and trying to help you to understand them. And as I said, the really purpose behind this is to help you understand the things that can impact your attention, help to maybe motivate you a little bit more to train your attention, but also just to help you gain some awareness of what happens to your attention and these things that impact it. And with that awareness, hopefully you'll be able to then be a little bit better with directing your attention and focus on what you need to perform up to your potential. The first thing I want to look at is stress. Stress is one of the things that can impact your attention, can deflate it or kind of deplete it. And stress doesn't have to even feel like stress to impact attention. But first, let's look at just stress itself. Stress that term is used and often overused, and usually used to mean a negative thing, used to mean distress. But stress itself is not good nor bad. Too little stress, too much stress has the same impact on your performance in terms of attention, because it pulls you not away from the ideal level that is required for you to really hone in on the pieces of information that you need to pay attention to. Not too little, not too much, not being hyper-focused or not getting distracted by irrelevant things. And so you have to understand what is that level for you. And sometimes it can help in looking at stress as just kind of energy and what level of energy you need to help really dial you in. As I said, stress is not good or bad. It's really understanding where's the sweet spot for you and then really dialing in on that sweet spot. As I mentioned too, it doesn't even have to feel like stress to impact your attention, just high cognitive demands, just demands, evaluations, tryouts, these things that you deal with as an athlete, pressure for a championship game. These things can impact and deplete your attention if you have not trained it properly to be able to withstand those aspects of the equation. And what happens is your attention gets pulled away from the present moment. And when you are performing, your attention needs to be in the present moment. That is what's going to allow you to be able to perform up to your potential. So if you haven't trained your ability to stay in the present moment and to manage and deal with all of these things that could pull you away from the present moment, it's going to be harder for you to do so. And the more that you get pulled away from the present moment, the more you deplete your attentional resource, which makes it harder to now be back in the present moment. And so a little bit of a vicious cycle starts to occur. The second thing I want to look at is threat. And yes, this could be very real and literal threat, such as to your physical safety. There are definitely some sports like Supercross out there where there is a threat to someone's physical safety when they are performing. So that is definitely a part of it. But it also doesn't have to be literal threat to also impact your attention. It could be more sneaky. It could be through an evaluation type of situation, or trying to live up to an expectation. Usually when we look at threat, any type of your core part of your identity, if it gets threatened through your performance, you then are going to have a harder time really being able to stay present and focused in the moment that you are in. And so if we think about, if you identify yourself as a good athlete and that really is the only thing that you really see yourself as, every time you step out there to perform, that might get threatened depending on what happens in your performance arena. And so this is why it's important, as I've mentioned in other videos, to really explore who you are beyond this one thing that you do, because now you know that when you go into your performance, who you are is not get altered or does not get shifted based off of what happens, the outcomes in that performance. Number 3 is poor mood. And so poor mood can just be simply thinking about a past mistake, and that could shift your mood, and then that shifting of the mood makes it harder for you to stay present. You might ruminate on that mistake, and ruminating on that mistake now makes it harder and harder to be present, because your attention gets depleted as you continue to kind of not be in the present moment. And so these three things, they all impact your attention in different ways, but generally the core theme or the core element that these three things do and how they impact your attention is they pull you away from the present moment. And as I mentioned, you have to learn and train yourself to be in the present moment and deal and manage with these things that can pull you away from the present moment to effectively be able to perform. And so these three things, they're going to exist. They are a part of the equation for you as an athlete, so you need to be able to train them in order to effectively help you. If you've liked the information in this video, I have a new book out called The Athlete Within: How to Build Your Mental Game for Peak Performance. And I dive deep into the topic of attention and how you can train it and the best ways to do so. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.